What is freedom? Usually when people hear the word freedom, they think of political freedom, financial freedom, or the freedom to do whatever they feel like doing. But tell me, if you are a slave to your desires, if you are compelled by your greed, by your lust, by your fear, are you really free? No, you are only a prisoner with an illusion of liberty. True freedom is not about adding more choices. True freedom is about being free from the compulsions that keep dragging you again and again. Desires are not your strength, they are your chains. The world teaches you that fulfilling desires is enjoyment. But Vedanta asks, who is enjoying and who is being enjoyed? If your mind is restless, if you cannot sit in peace without chasing something, then your desires own you. That is not freedom. Let us talk of sins. Religions across the world have described sins as actions against God, against law, against morality. But Vedanta tells you something deeper. Sin is not an external act. Sin is forgetfulness of your true self. Whenever you forget who you really are, whenever you identify only with the body and its cravings, you are in sin. Eating, drinking, chasing pleasures, competing endlessly, if they are done unconsciously without awareness of truth, then that is sin. And the punishment of sin is not waiting in some hell. The punishment is already here, in the form of suffering, anxiety, dissatisfaction. So what does it mean to be free from sins and desires? It does not mean you suppress yourself or fight violently against your urges. Number, suppression is not freedom. Suppression is still dependence. If you resist something with great force, you are still bound to it. Real freedom is transcendence. It is to see clearly that desires are small, that the mind which wants this and that is limited, and you are not that limited mind. Once this clarity arises, desires lose their grip naturally. Think of it. When a child grows up, does he still crave for toys? No, because he has outgrown them. Similarly, when you grow in understanding, you outgrow your desires. You don't have to fight them, you simply become bigger than them. That is Vedantic freedom, freedom through knowledge, not suppression. But the world will constantly tempt you. Advertisements, media, society, they all tell you, buy this, consume that, achieve this, then you will be happy. Do you see the trap? Happiness is always postponed to the next desire. And when one is fulfilled, immediately another is born. This endless cycle keeps you in slavery. Vedanta says, cut this cycle by realizing your true nature. You are already complete. If you are already full, what desire can make you fuller? If you are already the ocean, what drop can add to your depth? Now let us go deeper. Desires arise because of ignorance, the ignorance of who you truly are. When you mistake yourself for the body, then you desire pleasures for the body. When you mistake yourself for the mind, then you desire recognition, validation, appreciation. When you mistake yourself for your possessions, then you desire more wealth, more security. But when you know yourself as pure consciousness, then no object, no achievement, no person can add anything to you. That realization is freedom. And sins? Sins dissolve automatically when desires dissolve. Violence, greed, jealousy, anger, what are they? They are just the children of desire. Greed comes from the desire to accumulate. Anger comes when desire is blocked. Jealousy comes when someone else fulfills the desire you have. Violence comes when desire turns impatient. Do you see? If you uproot desire, sin cannot exist. That is why the real spiritual work is not about ritual purification, but about seeing the root of your bondage. This is why Acharya Shankar said, liberation is not a future event. Liberation is immediate once you know the truth. You don't have to go somewhere else. You don't have to wait till death. You don't have to torture yourself. Just see clearly. Desires are illusions. Sins are illusions born from desires, and you are untouched by both. You are the witness, not the doer. But don't mistake this as a license for carelessness. People often say, if I am beyond sin and desire, then I can do whatever I want. No, that is just another trick of the ego. If you truly know yourself, if you truly stand in awareness, then actions flowing through you will be pure, natural, compassionate. They will not be sinful because there will be no personal greed behind them. Freedom is not lawlessness. Freedom is clarity. So today, look at your life. Are you free or are you chained by small wants? When you say, I cannot live without this, I cannot survive without that, then remember, you are bowing to slavery. Ask yourself, who is the one that is so dependent? The body? The mind? The ego? None of them are the real you. See that, and you are free instantly. True freedom is freedom from all compulsions. True freedom is when you no longer live as a beggar, constantly stretching your hand toward the world. Instead, you live as a king because you realize that everything you sought outside was already present within. This realization is freedom from sin, freedom from desire, freedom from fear. Vedanta does not tell you to fight the world. Vedanta tells you to wake up and see that the world has no power over you unless you give it. Desires cannot enslave you unless you identify with them. Sins cannot stain you unless you forget your essence. Freedom is your nature. You don't have to achieve it. You just have to uncover it. So what is freedom? Freedom is living without being pushed by desire, without being pulled by fear. Freedom is to live in truth. Freedom is to live as yourself.